Alright, what's going on, guys? We got one from the wall. She asked me to pay her bills so I could be with her, and this is what happened. Let's get into it.
Have you ever noticed that boy math seems to be that if they want to compliment you on something, they just point that thing out? For example, today, a lad said to me, "You've straightened your hair." Great observation. I said, "Yes, I have." And then he follows that up with saying, "It looks nice." And I don't know if this is a conscious thing that lads do where they just identify the thing they want to compliment you on before they actually compliment you, when they could just compliment you. Like, it's not that deep. But to be honest, I find it quite cute that they do that. So long may it live.
You know, the age-old art of boy math. Apparently guys need a degree in advanced calculus to compliment a woman's hair. You know, let me break this down for you. You've straightened your hair equals I'd notice you did a thing, followed by it looks nice, you know, equals I approved of said thing. You know, it's how revolutionary. I mean, how else are we supposed to compliment your hair without first confirming what it is we're complimenting? You know, are we supposed to just say, "Hey, your thing looks nice"? I mean, come on now, give a guy a break. You probably thought he was just being smooth and like a detective in the 90s noir film noticing all the details. You know, but the real kickers, women will call this cute, and guys, you know, will continue to think they're winning points. You know, but newsflash, guys, nice hair doesn't grant you immunity from the dating Hunger Games. You'll still be thrown into the pit of "can't you read my mind" next. Good luck, gentlemen.
If you're not gonna spend on me, get out of my DM. Do not be wasting my time. I'm not interested.
Well, there is something to be said about being upfront and honest.
I think that's all you should know. I'm very expensive. I have a very expensive taste. I'm like trying to get another piano.
Oh my, there's at least one word for that, if not several.
So make it make sense.
So to make it make sense in the easiest possible way, that individual sounds like they're charging for their time.
I cannot be wasting my time on someone that's not spending on me. You know what I mean? Does it add up?
It kind of makes a person wonder what exactly that would add up to.
We finally got ourselves a financial strategist over here. If you're not spending money on me, get out of my DMs. What a truly wholesome, not at all materialistic sentiment. You know, the translation is, my time is worth more than the GDP of a small country, and unless you're willing to bankroll my existence, don't even try. Ah yes, the direct correlation between a man's bank account and his value as being a human being. Classic. You know, lady, it's called transactional relationships. There's a word for it, though. And it's not quite as glamorous as princess, it's called prostitute. You know, here's a pro tip. If someone's interested only in what you can buy them, you're not their partner. You're their ATM with a pulse. And if I have to pay someone to spend time with them, I'm just getting an escort.
I stayed with someone after I got cheated on, and I'm going to tell you why it was the worst decision of my life. They might be forgiving for what they did, and they might show it through their behavior, but you can never get it out of your mind. You will always second guess them. You will always worry. You will always feel paranoid that they're going to do it again. You will always question why they did what they did, and the thoughts will run rampant in your mind. You will question what they did, why they did it, how many times they did it, and it will drive you crazy. You will constantly compare yourself to other women. Your emotions are all over the place. You feel sad, disgusted, resentment, hate, hurt. It all just consumes you because you start to question why someone that you loved so much had the ability to hurt you in the worst fucking ways. And no matter what you do, you will never get answers out of them because they are protecting themselves. They might love you, but they don't want to let you in on everything because they know they make themselves vulnerable, and they know there's a potential if you were to find out everything, you would actually walk away. You need to ask yourself whether you're staying because you genuinely do love them or because you're attached to them and you're scared to move on and let go. A lot of the time your ego is hurt, so then you try to hold on to that person to prove to yourself that they desire you and they want you, when realistically them cheating has nothing to do with you. You need to make a definite decision for yourself because you don't want to live a life of misery and just stay for the sake of staying. There's billions of people in this world. You are bound to meet someone that's 10 times better. The fact I stayed showed them that I was willing to tolerate anything and everything. So then it made them do it again because they knew they could disrespect me and I would still be there. So realistically, you need to decipher whether the person that you're with genuinely is remorseful or whether they don't have good intentions, because a lot of the time they don't. A lot of the time, if they cheat once, they're going to do it again. If they cheat twice, they're definitely going to fucking do it again. So protect yourself and let go of people that don't serve you.
And she's not wrong in any of this at all. This goes for men or women. Cheating is general neutral. It doesn't matter. But staying with someone after they cheat is like keeping a hand on a hot stove just to see if it really burns. You know, here's a spoiler alert. It really does burn. And it hurts like hell sometimes, but every single time, but I love them, you say, yeah, I love cake, but it doesn't mean that I shove my face into it and then cry when it's all gone. I mean, the mental gymnastics here is mind-blowing. You're staying with someone who had shown you exactly what they're capable of, betrayal, and then you're shocked when it happens again. Einstein would be impressed. This is the definition of insanity. But trust me, once a cheater, always a cheater. And unless they somehow undergo a spiritual awakening, which, let's be real, isn't going to happen, take your dignity and run. Don't walk to the nearest exit. Again, this is for both men and women.
Why you should never go back to your ex. Let me tell you about this. So my brother sparked this question. I seen it on his show. And the reason why most people don't go back to their ex is very simple. But a lot of people don't think about it. It's because in order for you to go back to your ex, you would have to be that person that you was with your ex. See, a lot of people grow from every bad breakup or every relationship they grow. They do what's called reflection. And they start to reflect on the things that they tolerate, right? What they tolerated in the relationship and what they accepted. Because toleration breeds acceptance, right? So once the relationship is over, you create new rules for yourself, right? Y'all like to call them boundaries. I call them standards. So in order for you to go back to your ex, you must now go back to that person you was, which takes a lot of energy to go back in life in reverse. So a lot of people are not going to do that, right? So a lot of times when you go back to your ex, you got to bring up old feelings, right? You're on guard, right? You're like, oh, I don't know if you're going to hurt me. I don't know if you're going to do this, or I don't know if she's going to do that. You're always tensed up. That takes a large amount of energy opposed to going forward. Because even though the going forward is unknown, the knowing can sometimes be worse. So once you grow and you have growth and you go, you start to be a better person in your life and you start to heal and go through things. Going back, it's too much trauma. It's too much trauma. So a lot of people grow past a person and don't want to go back to being that normal person that the ex is used to seeing. So the ex hasn't earned the right, I hate to say this, to get the new you.
I mean, yeah, going back to your ex is like trying to reheat cold pizza. It'll fill you up, but it's never as good as fresh pizza. The nostalgia, the good times, it's all just a trick your brain plays on you to make you forget the dumpster fire that was your relationship. The reason why you don't go back, it's really simple. It's for growth. Unless you're Benjamin Button, but moving backwards isn't how life works. Every relationship is a learning experience, even the terrible ones. And once you've grown beyond that ex, you're not the same person anymore. So why downgrade? Going back to an ex is like reinstalling a virus because, hey, maybe this time it won't crash my computer. Good luck with that.
Ladies, do not ever date the ugly guy.
Well, there's something indeed to be said for putting a person's shallowness on full display.
I know, he's nice, he's funny, he is so into you, he's so much fun. Right now, he is. He has to be all of those things right now because he knows he's got a face for radio, so he better work on that charm.
Right, because they couldn't have possibly anything else to offer.
I'm gonna date you, this woman who seems pretty far out of his league, right? A woman who also treats him really well with dignity and kindness.
So what exactly is the problem here?
He's gonna start thinking, you know what? Maybe I've got a lot to offer.
Oh, heaven forbid someone actually gains some self-confidence.
Treat a mediocre man like a king. He actually starts believing he's a king.
What I'm hearing so far is that a person shouldn't be treated well unless they measure up to a certain standard of attractiveness in a relationship.
And he goes out there to spin the block to see if he can get even better than you. He won't. He'll find a lot out there, maybe a couple crazy gals or two.
Because apparently, only crazy individuals would date someone who isn't conventionally attractive, right?
Date the hot guy instead, seriously, because they never ever actually become assholes. They don't have those same feelings of shame and defectiveness, that insecurity like the ugly guy.
I almost can't believe what I'm hearing, but believe it or not, there are individuals out there that actually believe you can tell everything you need to know about a person based just on what they look like.
Will never ever ever win with the ugly guy.
And sometimes what is most unattractive about a person is their personality.
Yeah, don't date the ugly guy because God forbid someone with below average looks actually gets treated like a human being. It's like, no, save your kindness for Chad with the jawline that could cut diamonds. Because after all, if a guy's ugly, he better be funny, right? Because unattractive men have nothing else to offer but personality. I mean, sure. Here's the deal. Insecurity runs rampant no matter what a guy looks like, actually in both men and women. But when a guy who's been labeled ugly starts realizing he's got something to offer, I mean, watch out. He might actually believe he deserves basic human decency. Imagine the audacity. According to this woman, this is so shallow. I'm surprised we're not all drowning at this point. I just noticed my dog is back here watching. It's kind of funny.
I have never in my life been attracting more than I am right now. I will just say that I want something out loud and I receive it within the day. I've been studying.
Let's try it. Lamborghini. Didn't work.
Manifestation for the past 3 years or so. I've read countless books, watched so many videos. Only of the past 2 months have I mastered the technique. There are 4 things I specifically do every single second of the day that keep me attracting the things that I want all the time. For starters, I never say negative things about myself or about my life.
Okay, well, I got that. Let's see if we learned something here. Maybe we can manifest this Lamborghini right now.
Never will you catch me saying something bad about myself. I refuse to sing negative song lyrics. I just won't put it out into the universe. Practice saying positive things about yourself and about your day constantly. If I look in the mirror, I'm saying something positive about myself. If you don't know any affirmations, then watch an affirmation video. It will change your life. Seriously, start talking positive about yourself. It'll change everything. Another thing you will never catch me do is listening to negative music. I will not listen to sad music. Music has such a profound impact on us and on our vibrations that if you're listening to depressing music all day, you're going to be depressed. There's no way around that. You're going to be sad. If you choose to listen to happy, upbeat music, you're going to be a happy person. It's going to make you happier. It's such an easy way to put out positive energy and emotions without really trying. Another thing is I am constantly in a state of gratefulness. The universe wants to give gifts and blessings to people who will acknowledge it and receive it. Who wants to give a gift to somebody and they're just this sucks. Fuck this. Nobody wants to do that. So why would the universe give you shit if you're not going to acknowledge it? Be grateful for what you have. There are so many little things that you have that you can be grateful for. You just haven't acknowledged them. I am grateful for everything I have. Everything that happens to me, I'm grateful for all of it. I'm constantly grateful. When I'm walking around or in the car driving around, I will find something that I am grateful for always. The universe doesn't want to give shit to people who can't acknowledge what they're getting. Another thing that I do is I assume the best always. If I walk past a group of people and they're talking and looking at me and whispering, I'm going to assume they're saying something good about me. I'm never going to assume they're talking shit, and they could be. They might be. I don't know that. So why would I say that? Because I'm creating my own reality. If I say they're talking good things about me, they're talking good things about me. It's my world. Another thing I will say is to feel your emotions fully. If I feel sad or overwhelmed throughout the day, I will allow myself to feel that. I'm not going to bottle it up. In the past, I've always been the type of person that bottled stuff up, but it's so important to allow yourself to feel it, and it's changed my life to allow myself to have a clear conscience. What I do is I will acknowledge the emotion I'm feeling, and I will release it completely. I'll cry, I'll do what I have to do to completely release the emotion and move on. You have to go into it with the intention that as soon as you're done feeling it, you're going to let it go and you're going to move on. You cannot manifest with a busy and heavy conscience. You just can't do it. You have to have a clear conscience. And the only way to clear that is by feeling every single thing that you have bottled up. It's scary, but if you go into it with intention, it's not that scary. I promise.
My Lamborghini didn't show up. But the I just say things and the universe gives me presence theory. Here's the thing about manifestation. If it all took was just saying a positive affirmation to get everything you ever wanted, we'd all be billionaires by now. Sipping on cocktails on a private island with a private jet and 50 supercars and us guys, 900 hot women around us. But the reality, it doesn't work that way. Sure, being positive is great, and there is science behind it. There's a book that I just had to look up. It's called The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto. If you guys get an opportunity, check out the book. It's really cool. It actually shows being positive, being negative, the impact that it actually has on like the ice crystals in water, and then how they shape or form based on saying nice things to it versus being negative to it. And they did like classical music versus like death rock and stuff like that. It's an amazing book, and it is an eye-opener in what she says about like music and things like that. Being around it does affect you. But it's a pretty cool book. It's really, really cheap. You can probably find it on Amazon or something for a couple of bucks. But check it out. So again, she says, being positive is great, but let's not forget that actual effort is required. Okay, you just can't shout "I'm rich" in the mirror every morning and expect to be a billionaire in the afternoon. Just doesn't work that way. If that's how it worked, I'd be living on this gold-plated yacht by now. So keep positive vibes, yes, but don't forget, do the work. All right, guys. So here's the thing. Modern day circus of relationships is like watching a bad soap opera. Where everyone's too busy trying to outdo each other in the stupidity Olympics. Whether it's staying with cheaters, demanding payment for your time, or believing the almighty power of affirmation to fix everything. None of this ends well for anyone. We're in a time where personal responsibility is out the window and everyone wants to blame someone else. Whether it's the ugly guy, the cheater, the universe itself, the truth is, you gotta own your choices. Stop expecting handouts, emotional or financial, and start valuing yourself based on more than what someone else can give you. And maybe stop manifesting and start, working for it. And again, this is for guys, that's hitting the gym, eating healthy, learning something every day. It doesn't have to be anything big. Working on your grind, building up your money, stuff like that. So the solution really is to learn from your mistakes, grow a backbone, stop wasting time on people who don't value you, or keep making the same bad decisions and wondering why nothing ever changes, because that seems to be working so well for everyone that's involved. Well, guys, if you like what you've seen today, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop a comment down below what you think, and if anybody's ever read that book, The Hidden Messages in Water, let me know what you thought of it. I thought it was a really cool book. I read it probably 20 years ago. If you haven't yet, check it out and tell me what you think. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.